So every once in a while a chart comes out that just makes me shake my head, and this one came out today, and as you can see to the far right on that thumbnail, it's going straight up, right? And you know, as they always say, sectors, markets can remain irrational for longer than you can remain solvent. And unfortunately, what happens when we see charts like that, when they're going straight up, every single chart in history, what's it done? They come straight down. And when the crash comes, it's just as violent as the way it went up, right? And so, you know, we're going to get into that because this one, it affects everybody. It affects everything, not just in the United States, around the globe, for God's sakes. And it's not good for what's actually happening to our economy. It's not good for what's happening to China's economy. As we both know, both are slowing, right, compared to 2020, 2021. And what really sucks is the time of year we're getting into, all right? And so if you're getting out of this, hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Share the video. It really helps out the channel. And let's get into the chart first, and then I'll show you exactly, you know, the domino effect this is having across the country. And so what you're looking at is a brand new record set on U.S. wholesale gasoline. That is the gasoline, not that you pay for, we pay at the pumps. This is what the people bringing it into those pumps pay it, okay? So they're paying $4 now, which is a new record for them. So what does that tell you? What we're gonna be getting charged. And if you look at that chart, look to the right. I mean, look at that. That is straight up like Mount Everest, for God's sakes, okay? And if you look right now, check this out. I'm no mathematician, but this is what we're paying. If you get regular gas, that is, look at that. Every month, week, I mean, look how fast it's going up though. 50% a year. Then look at from a month, a week, a year, yesterday, and then current. Look at that. And then if you do diesel, and this is what affects every single person. Why? This is the truck drivers. Look at how far diesel's gone up. I think it's actually at a new record as well. And, you know, like these truckers have never seen before. And as I'm sure you're aware, or maybe you're not aware, but here in the United States, and I assume in Europe the same way, the majority of our goods get from point A to point B through what, or on what? A big rig, right? And so what is happening out there in the real world to these freight costs? Are they going up? They're going down. And so if I want to know that, what do? I go find a truck driver. And by the way, pay attention. This made me feel a lot better about what I'm paying at the pump. How much these guys are paying at the pump.
Take a look at that meter. $1,000 and still climbing for one tank. Man, that's almost $1,100.
Yes, sir. $1,100. We paid before $600.
Joseph Fleming is from Dallas, Texas, and he says the truckers' problem is our problem because their costs will be passed on to us.
I mean, to be honest, the rates for the loads that I do, I'm adding to it, man. The people that I'm contracted with, they raising the rates, so it's going to affect the people, the consumers. So, I mean, it hurts.
So this trip will cost you, just in fuel alone, almost $3,600.
That's right. That's unbelievable. And by the way, that was in March. Now diesel's 70 cents a gallon higher. Okay, so they're paying that same person $1,200, $1,250 to fill up at the pump, right? And like the one truck driver said, we're just passing on to you guys. Hey, congratulations. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing it. You know, but I don't blame you. I mean, that's what's still happening. Mind you, what are people saying? Oh, don't worry, inflation's peaking. I'm like, really? Because I don't understand how it's peaking when I'm looking at this right here, this data from today and yesterday and going, that's still going up, right? And that affects everything. What doesn't take fuel? That's my question. What doesn't take fuel? I mean, we don't have electric 18-wheelers right now. I know they're trying to come out with it and all that stuff, but you know, that, and understand what's really big about this, not just from them, from us. What are we entering into? Summer. You guys are going to be traveling. I'm going to be traveling, right? We're going to go on vacations, go to Disney and wherever else. Can you imagine how much more it's going to cost now than, you know, it was going to cost a year ago, for crying out loud? And that's more money out of your pocket, more money for you driving to work every day as long as this keeps going up. And the question is, when is it going to stop? You know, when? I mean, how much longer can this continue and how much more can this continue to go up? And what's crazy is what was pushing down oil prices originally was the China lockdowns. Well, they're talking about coming out of those now. So if that happens, you know, oil goes up, everything else keeps, you know, all boats rise together, so to speak. So this can absolutely continue to go up. And if that does, what does that do to the economy? Because trust me, it's not a good thing. I can tell you that right now. There's no way it's a good thing. And what's even crazier, and I put this out to the members, and this is where we come back to the marketplace. About a month ago, I guess, maybe I said, hey, let's do a poll. How many believe the S&P 500 can actually crash, right? And the reason why I ask that, well, 20% or below, we always made it. We made it 19.7%, but there was something that saved the S&P, right? And it was the energy stocks. I don't understand how the S&P is actually going to do a full-on crash and burn like it's done during every other bear market without these, energy stocks going like full bore down. And what I mean by that, they say, what do you mean? It's only one sector. But look at how high performing this is on the S&P right now. I mean, check these companies out. You're going to recognize them. And I'm sure you recognize a whole lot of these companies on the S&P. And these have huge, some of these have just gigantic market caps to them. And they've been around a long time. And when we take a look here, what we got here is the S&P on top. And then we got the S&P 500 energy sector, right? All those energy stocks in the S&P. And what's happened? You see they're going the opposite direction, right? The S&P's been selling off. The S&P 500 energy during all this mess has been going up quite handsomely, as you can see. So pure opposite since January of 2022 right now. And what's crazy, though, what I mean by this is as far as like, can the S&P actually breach 20% and go down to like 30% if these stocks don't follow, is if you go back, you can see this was the last time they ran up right here. It was like 2012 to 2014 right there. And when I say run up, I mean 68%, right? In like 3 years. And I'm sorry, right now, just in 2022, they're already up 50%. So they already reached that. I think they're up 200%, doubled since November of 2021. But then look what happened. When they crashed hard. Lost 50% of their value in 560 days, okay? And so that's the thing when I say when these energy stocks, finally peak out and start to come down, whatever headline causes that or whatever causes it, then absolutely, to me, how can you not see the S&P crash and burn? Because there's no other stocks that should be like going up sky high, right? I mean, and look at how far stretched out these stocks are. And this is like records right here. I've went back to 2000 on each one of these stocks. I mean, look how far above some of these stocks have gotten above the 300-day moving average. I mean, Halliburton, 40%, never happened. Went back to 2000, never happened. Oxy, one of my favorites. It is 50% currently today above its 300-day moving average, guys. You come over here to Exxon, it's sitting there today around 22% above its 300-day moving average. And I think Chevron's only around 15% above its 300-day moving average. But remember how many stocks aren't even above their 50-day moving average, not above their 50-day. And then I think it's only 36% of stocks are above their 200-day moving average. These stocks have rubber band stretched so far above the 300-day, and I went back to 2000 and none of them had ever been that far above the 300-day moving average, ever in the last 22 years, right? And of course, when stocks get stretched that far above a major moving average like that, what happens? It's a rubber band, whether it's below or above, you get a huge move in either direction, whichever way it's going at that time. And so to me, until you see energy finally and gas and oil and all that stuff finally plateau out and quit going up, I don't see how the S&P actually has a full-on, washout, right? Like the NASDAQ has. NASDAQ obviously was down 30% at one time. And so, maybe it does. I could be wrong. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stocks in the S&P, but let me know your opinion at the bottom right there. And then how long do you think this will continue to go on? Like, how long can gas prices? Because imagine, and look, my family and I are fine. I'm sure you're fine. My heart goes out to the people on fixed income. I can't imagine being on Social Security or disability or whatever you're on, especially if you're retired and you're not working anymore, so you can't really bring in any more income. Like, my neighbor and I were talking about that. I don't know what those poor people are doing with groceries being where they're at, with, gas, all that stuff. I mean, that's got to be stressful. And so heart goes out to you if you're on fixed income. I mean, but how long do you think it's going to go on for? If you're oil expert and all that stuff, and let us know, like, what do you think? And what's going to be the catalyst to finally plateau it and start driving it down? Like, what's going to be that catalyst? I kind of have a guess in mind what I think it's going to be. I think either it's going to have something to do with Russia, or it's going to have something to do with finally we're in an official recession. When that happens, then I think you see it tank. But I don't know. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Just want to put that out there to you. Also put, like, what do you pay when you go to the pumps now? Just out of curiosity. I'm up to 60. I think I told you guys that. never been over 40 in the 8 years I've owned that car. Now I'm up to 60, you know, and so, yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys putting in as far as how much you're paying at the pumps, okay, and how you're feeling. So anyway, can't wait to look, you know, I really look forward to, by the way, the energy bills here in Florida. I can't wait to pay that AC bill this summer, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll try to hit up a short video, probably early in the day, and then maybe a long one at night, okay? So have a good one.